China's political elite are holding a high-stakes meeting in Beijing this week where officials are set to lay out the country's future. The government is expected to highlight the Communist Party's major achievements over the past 100 years while paving the way for President Xi Jinping's next term in office. So, CBS News Asia correspondent Ramy Inocencio joins me now from Hong Kong with what we can expect. Okay, so this, I presume, will give us some indication as to what the plans for the country are over the next several years. But these events are usually very guarded, very secretive. So what is the event exactly? How significant is it? And what will its focus be?
Sure. Basically, Anne-Marie, we're seeing about 200 of China's top political leaders come together in Beijing. And this is something that happens 7 times in every 5-year period. This is the 6th time out of 7 that these 200 political leaders are coming together. And it's known as the 6th plenum. Now, this time they are apparently going to be pushing two phrases that have been pushed by state-run media. One has been major achievements, and another is historical experiences. Now, one thing that's interesting that we're expecting to happen is that President Xi Jinping and this plenum is going to unveil something called a historical resolution. Now, what is that? Basically, the context of this is that they've only done this 2 other times in history. One in 1945, when Chairman Mao Zedong, who was of course, the founder of modern-day China, and also in 1981, when Deng Xiaoping, who was a paramount leader, who opened China up to the West. Those were the only 2 other leaders who actually ever did this. So the fact that Xi Jinping is expected to roll out another historical resolution basically puts him on par with the 2 most powerful leaders of modern-day China. And pushing ahead, there is the expectation that he may very well become not just a 2-term president, which has been tradition for much of the past 40, 50 years or so, but that he may in fact break with that tradition sometime this time next year.
This should be really interesting because based on what you just told me about the last 2 times that something like this was held, these were sort of pivotal moments for China. And we certainly have seen with Xi Jinping, China expanding its sphere of influence beyond its neighborhood, if you will, and using other strengths like, the ability to combat the coronavirus and stuff like that, to sort of using diplomacy to expand its sphere of influence and economics. Once the plenum is over, what could this mean for President Xi Jinping next year?
Sure. Well, basically, this time next year, in the fall of 2022, we very well may hear that President Xi Jinping will have gotten an unprecedented 3rd term. Back in 2018, China's leaders actually scrapped the 2-term limit that had been indoctrinated from Paramount leader Deng Xiaoping. So it's interesting to see that while Deng Xiaoping in the 1970s, 1980s actually tried to get away from this cult of personality, it's almost as if Xi Jinping is trying to bring it back in some way. There's been Chairman Mao thought, Deng thought, and now Xi Jinping has his own thoughts, his own teachings that have been spread across the country, patriotic, nationalistic, and it's almost as if he's trying to make his mark on what China is today for the foreseeable future. I mean, and if, let's say, it's beyond a 3rd term, this could really go on until Xi Jinping dies. Right now, he's 68 years old. To put that into perspective, President Biden is 78 years old, 10 years older. Let's say he lived as long as Biden is now. He could be here, President Xi could be here for another decade. There is the idea that President Xi is trying to get to, at least historically, to 2049 in terms of a national rejuvenation. Not specifically that President Xi might try to get there, but with that said, I did the math, and he would be in his earlier middle 90s, and that is not unheard of, actually, for Chinese leaders or past Chinese leaders to live to that age. But basically, the critics have been saying that we could see the return, satirical here, the return of some kind of emperor to Beijing if Xi Jinping was able to take a 3rd term and beyond.
Well, I mean, you almost see, as you sort of describe the meeting, the laying out of the argument, right? Here have been all the great achievements, and here is where we could go in the future. What do you expect the Communist Party will lay out as Xi Jinping's great achievements?
Sure. Well, in the past couple of years of me being based here in China, poverty alleviation has been one of the big buzz phrases. Our team went to Tibet about a year ago, and you don't go to Tibet very easily. And they said that they advised us, our minders advised us, that we needed to focus on poverty alleviation. At first, when we were engaged with this idea, we thought, why poverty alleviation? Only looking back over the past year or so, do we realize that it was actually part of this bigger plan, this master plan of, you could say, propaganda, public relations. And saying that Xi Jinping, under his leadership, he was trying to push poverty alleviation, absolute poverty out of China. And according to the official policy line, he has eradicated absolute poverty from China. Another way to look at it is lifting up about 100 million people out of poverty. And so this is one of his legacies that he's trying to instill. Another one, looking ahead, is trying to make China the greatest socialist country that can exist by the year 2035, trying to really raise China to a level that it has not been. There's also another buzz phrase that's going on right now about common prosperity, but a kind of a prosperity that is equitable for all, not something that is a reach for the riches for everyone, but something that everyone can achieve. And so this is what Xi is trying to burnish with his credentials now. But this is only just laying down the past 10 years and saying, look what I've done now. I'm going to deliver even more for the future.
I'm sure there will be no mention of clamping down on pro-democracy movements in Hong Kong or increasingly venturing into the private life of Chinese people to the point of telling them how many hours of playing video games their children can do a week. I'm sure that's not going to come up in this meeting, but it is certainly increasingly becoming part of his legacy. Ramy, this is really fascinating, and I can't wait to hear your reporting post this gathering. Thank you very much.
You bet.